Hi guys, welcome back to What's on My Plate. So for today we're making two appetizers. One's a Pico de Gallo and one's a spicy guacamole dip. They're going to be great, quick and easy. You're going to love it. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the Pico de Gallo. So I love Roma tomatoes. This is what I use when I make my Pico de Gallo or when I make my bruschetta. This is what I use, just because they don't exude that much juice like a bigger tomato does. So this is what I use. You don't have to use these, but this is a good option. It just comes out so much better. So I have 4 here. You could probably use about 5 to 8 tomatoes. These are kind of big, so we're going to start with 4. And then we have our cilantro, red onion, and of course the jalapenos. It's very quick and easy, so let's get started. Okay, so these are Roma tomatoes, like I said. So what we're going to do is we're going to dice them. So when I dice them, I just slice them like this. And if you notice, there's not that much juice that comes out. When you cut like a beefsteak tomato or any other tomato, they just exude all their juice, and I mean, that's okay, but it gets to be too much if it's sitting there. So I'm just going to dice this up, and I'm using 4 large Roma tomatoes. If you don't find large Roma tomatoes, then get about 6 to 8 small or medium tomatoes. So yeah, so I just dice it up like this, and then I'm just going to continue doing this till they're all diced up. And this is such a quick and easy meal. Well, not a meal, like an appetizer. It's just going to be so great. Just, you know, you can just make it for yourself, or just bring it to a barbecue, or have it at your own barbecue. Instead of buying like the jarred salsa and stuff. And bruschetta is way different than the Pico de Gallo. Bruschetta is you're putting garlic in. Pico de Gallo does not use garlic. Bruschetta also uses olive oil. Pico doesn't. So what I'm saying is that, you know, you can make a bruschetta and you can make a pico because they're just flavored differently. So this is going to be really good. It's like a refreshing appetizer, you know, and you're putting your effort into it. People will enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and chop up the rest of my tomatoes, and then I'll get started on my onion and my cilantro. Okay, so here I chopped up a medium red onion and my cilantro. And then we will just start putting everything together. I just got to chop up the jalapeno. Okay, so what I did is I just took sliced jalapeno peppers. I just scooped some out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop them. So it depends on how many, you know, how spicy you want it. You can add more. If not, this right here is about 3 tablespoons chopped. So I'm going to chop all this up. Doesn't have to be minced or anything. And just chop it up the best you can. Again, if you want it to be more spicy, add more. So this is going to be 3 tablespoons of jalapeno peppers. So now we're going to start assembling everything. I also want to show you really quick. We only need about a half a cup of cilantro. So if you have leftover cilantro, this is my tip. I use these little containers. They're freezer containers. I scoop it in there. And now this is for next time. I can save this for next time. I put it right in the freezer, and when I want to make this type of appetizer again, I take it out. It's as fresh as it is at this moment. So I mean, that's a great tip, so you always have it on hand. I do it with all my herbs. I do it with dill, cilantro, I do it with parsley, and the green long onions. I also freeze those, so this way you always have it when you need it. Okay, so let's start assembling this. Okay, so here's my diced tomatoes. I'm going to sprinkle some salt. You need about 1/8 of a teaspoon, maybe 1/4 teaspoon, and 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. And then we are going to add my onion. Let's get my onion in. My cilantro and my jalapeno. All of it is in there. And then you're going to take 1 whole lime, squeeze the whole lime in here. You're probably going to need a little bit more salt, but you can taste it and then decide. And this is great, like if you make it the night before, it's like even better. So I'm squeezing my whole lime in here. Look how nice that looks. This is going to taste so, just like so great. I make it often, you know, even, you know, when it's not summer, I'll still make it. So just mix it all up. And again, like, make it and then have it like, you know, within the hour, or save it for the next day if you're going somewhere. It's like so good. It's very quick and easy. And look how great. So I'm just going to add a little bit more salt. So I put 1/8. So I'm just going to put another little bit. So we'll do like maybe 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Or you could start with 1/4 teaspoon. But anyway, this is it. This is my Pico de Gallo. So I'm going to refrigerate this while I'm making my spicy jalapeno, my spicy guacamole. So this is it. Look how great. Okay, so for the avocados, I have 2 large avocados. For this recipe, you can use 3, but these are really large, so I'm doing 2 large avocados. I'm going to remove it from its skin, and then I'm going to chop it up, and then we'll get to the next step. Okay, so here's my avocado. I chopped it up, and now I'm going to mash it up. It doesn't have to be completely smooth unless that's how you like to eat it. So I'm just going to mash all this up. Okay, so that's all mashed up. I'm going to sprinkle some salt on it. I'm going to sprinkle some pepper on it. And then you can taste it after and see if it needs more. I'm going to add a little bit of, this is 1 Roma tomato chopped up. And this is about 1/4 cup of diced red onion. And then 1 teaspoon of jalapeno. Mix all that in. Okay, and we're going to do 1/2 of a lime. Squeeze the juice of the 1/2 of a lime in here, and then we're going to blend it. So basically I said it was a spicy guacamole because of the jalapenos. If you want it to be a little more spicy, I would add a little bit of the juice from the jalapeno jar. But look how good that looks. This looks so good. Very quick and easy. So these are 2 appetizers that are going to be a hit at your barbecue. I know they're simple and easy, but it's just a really great go-to appetizer. So I'm going to plate it out and I'll show you after. One more thing for the guacamole, just about a tablespoon of chopped cilantro, and then mix that in there as well. Okay, so here are my appetizers plated. So this is my Pico de Gallo. I put a little spoon in here. Someone could scoop it out onto their chip. And then here's my spicy guacamole. They can scoop it out if they want, or they could just use their chip. But these are my 2 appetizers. Enjoy. Thank you so much for watching what's on my plate.